Hey everyone, and welcome to the round 2 and consolation bracket recap for the 2024-2025 season. I'm joined by Joel Gibson as always. I am your commissioner. I am your champion. I have the trophy here, still unengraved. I love to kiss it at night. Like sometimes I'll just wake up and touch it. And the best part about touching it is knowing that none of you are touching it at that moment. You know what I mean? Like that's what really gets me in the middle of the night. Joel, how we doing tonight?
Excellent. My mission for the season is accomplished.
Yeah, so we'll just get yours out of the way real quick. Like, let's just jump into a consolation, and then we can thank you for participating in this season. Joel wins, beats Steven. So that means that Cody now has the number 4 pick. Kyle's pick will be the number 2 pick, and then Jake's pick is the number 3 pick. And the number 1 pick obviously goes to Joel Gibson. Rookie draft. When did we do it last year? I think we did it over CJ's wedding last year. So what was
Oh
that?
yeah, it was in Colorado.
Was that, yes, when we were in Colorado? Remember that, Joel?
That's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it'll probably be around the same time this year. We'll see how it goes. We might have some things in the work. Joel and I might have some things in the work for you in June and July-ish. So we'll see how it goes. No spoilers yet. We're still in this season. We're not in next season mode quite yet. So yeah, there we go. Congratulations, Joel. Congratulations, Kyle. Kyle and Jake and Cody. Steven, we'll see you next year. We love you, big fella.
Yeah, you guys are all welcome that I didn't let Cody get that number 1 pick. Had Steven won the consolation bracket this year, it would have been devastating. I don't like the idea of Cody going out there with a Cooper flag when he already has a championship team. So, can make it to the championship, a top 2 team.
He has a contending team. We don't know if he has a championship team yet. We'll just have to wait and find out. With that being said...
But you guys are all welcome, is what I'm trying to say.
I get it.
We'll see you next year when Cade Cunningham turns in a top 5 season, and so does Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay, yeah, those two together, 2 top 5 players, that'll be an interesting team for sure. With that being said, we'll get to the people still competing for this year. We'll start with the champs matchup. This was over from day one. I mean, the best part about facing Matt every year is that I know I'm going to win that matchup. And it was not close. Matt came out heavy cycling. I didn't move. I didn't do anything. I added a couple here, trying to figure out my other rookie spot, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, Matt had a lot of injuries. I will credit him that. He did have, 6 players injured. Like, Voos went down. Let's see. There were random Donovan Mitchell misses. Just a lot of misses for Matt, which is not foreign to him, especially if you've seen that man play basketball. A lot of misses, bro. And it's totally fine. He went big today, $10 on the wire. I thought that was funny, so shout out to him for making me laugh. But at the end of the day, Champ gets it done. 28 matchups in a row now, Joel Gibson. 28.
How many double-doubles did he finish with?
Not as many as last week, believe it or not. Joker's had a game. I had some sits, if I'm being honest with you. But let me just check here real quick. The bottom line is I'm the best at double doubles. Okay, that's all that anybody needs to know. It's a lot of them. I had 36, so I almost got to that 40. There are still games going on tonight, so there is still there's a decent chance I could still get to that 40. So don't count me out quite yet, Joel Gibson. I still might get to that 4-0.
Should we not count Matt quite out yet?
No, we can count him out for sure. We can count him out for sure. I do want to shout out to him, though, because you'll remember last week I called my shot. No, 2 weeks ago I called my shot. And I said Matt was going to win turnovers and three-pointers. He did beat me in free throw percentage. I had a horrible 2 weeks in free throw percentage, and with the injuries that he had, his stayed relatively high. So shout out to Matt for beating expectations. That's incredible. 3.
Yeah, honestly, he had a couple big players this year who just didn't turn in the seasons that we expected. Mostly Paul George is the guy that I look at.
And Drew Holiday as well.
Yeah, Drew Holiday really fell off a cliff this year. It'll be interesting if PG-13 has anything left in the tank next year, or if Matt is just starting a big decline.
Yeah, it was funny because Donovan Mitchell had a 40-point game. Steph had a 50-point game. Like, there were a lot of big games from some of Matt's players, and it just literally meant nothing. Like, I heard about it, and I was more happy for the player than I was for Matt. You know, like, I was not worried about it at all. Yeah, bummer. Next matchup, you know, next matchup was Neiman and Cody. We thought that Neiman might have a chance. If he cycled, he stopped cycling halfway through the matchup. Losing Embiid kind of ended Neiman's season, in my opinion. Like, there's just not a lot you can do when Embiid was such a big part of Neiman's team, you know what I mean? And Cody's just very deep. Cody has a very deep team. He didn't have to cycle much either. He also was trying to figure out his rookie spot and his bottoms this past week. Yeah, that's about it. It went how we thought it was going to go. Not necessarily how we hoped it was going to go, or at least how I hoped it was going to go.
Yeah, he also had Sabonis go down for him, which has been his best player since Embiid didn't really play this year.
Right.
And if you don't have either of those guys, those are the pillars of your team. I think Markkanen played like 20 games this season, it seems like.
Yeah.
Just really tough circumstances to succeed. So, tough for Neiman. I would be terrified to have Embiid in Dynasty. I'd be really, really, really scared. I think there's a chance that this is the last top 4 season that we see from Neiman for a while.
Man, that's tough because he's been on quite the run as well, and he was still technically the number 3 team this year. Now, I understand with the tanking and with all that, there might have been a little bit of people playing a little over their skis, if you will. But still, Neiman, always a good competitor up to the end. You know, he just keeps really getting he keeps getting the shaft, if I'm being honest with you. Me beating him the 8-1 when he literally only won or lost 1 game that season. You know, I'd be a little frustrated if I was Neiman, but I do appreciate how dedicated he is to the league. And man, he should have just taken that Embiid trade when Kyle offered it to him earlier in the season. We could be talking about completely different set of circumstances. And also keep in mind, that would have put Embiid and Wemby on the same team, and both of them having catastrophic injuries towards the end of this season.
What was the offer? I honestly don't remember.
I can't remember either. I think Kyle told everybody when it happened. He brought it up again in the messenger recently, which is what jogged my memory on it. So maybe reach out to Kyle, or Kyle can just post it if he's watching this video on what the actual offer was. Because it is definitely interesting, and it also is one of those things that Neiman might look at and be like, oh.
It's a crossroads.
It's a crossroads. It's definitely a crossroads. There's a lot of crossroads that happens, especially in Dynasty. Yeah, that being said, thank you to both Matt and Neiman. You both finished 3rd and 4th. You guys can box for 3rd and 4th if you want. We're not doing a 3rd place game. once we get the money up high enough in the prize pool, I think we'll do a third place game. But we're only doing 100 to the champ, 20 to second place. So that's what we're doing this year. Next year when we up it, we'll see. We'll see what the spread is. I still am collecting on small interest from paying for the trophy fucking 7 years ago. So I'm the only me winning this year.
How much could the interest be?
It was a nice trophy, bro. What are you talking about? Not to mention, no, don't even get started because we're not going to start talking about this because who pays for fucking fan tracks every year? I'm not out there holding my hands out. Me winning the championship and having to win is the only way I see any money from you fuckers. So, that being said, let's talk about what everybody came to see and what I've been most excited for, Joel Gibson. It's championship time. 2 weeks, head-to-head, me versus Cody, to complete the most dominant fantasy basketball season that this league has ever seen. Bar none. Played everybody, beat everybody, doesn't matter. I don't want an asterisk there, I don't want anything. And I'm going to get it done. That's it. That's all I have to say. I don't have a lot. I've said a lot on the messenger. I've said a lot about how I feel about the Utah Jazz players and how I think they're going to be Cody's downfall. After the championship's over, I don't want to go jinxing myself or anything like that. So it's hard for me to start critiquing things, but I do have things to say. But particularly, I think my team's better. I think my team's deeper. I'm better on the wire. And I'm going to win this championship.
I think that those Jazz players, it's really unfortunate because his guys on that team are young. And in theory, they should be playing because they're young players. They might come back to bite him this season, but I do think that long term, both of them could be very valuable players for him. Mm-hmm. Walker Kessler is no joke, and I've been a Colin Sexton fan forever. Mm-hmm. In terms of picking between you and Cody, I am going to pick you. We were talking a little bit about the injury spread. You with Murray and
LeBron.
LeBron
on the IR, and then Brunson and Kyrie on his IR. So if those two are equal up, I think at least you can make the argument that it's pretty even. I think that I losing out on LeBron, maybe a top 10 player versus Kyrie, who's not a top 10 player. We're not going to have that debate. I think putting them both on there, you can make the argument it's pretty even. So it's going to come down to everything else. So if Cody doesn't want to drop McCann, I still don't know which one it is. If he doesn't want to drop him and put Brunson on his IR, if he doesn't want to drop certain players in his depth, the fact of the matter is I'm double, even triple cycling. I'll tell you right now, I have the plan laid out. It has been laid out. The fact that LeBron got injured, and knock on wood for this, but it actually kind of helped me a little bit in my cycle strategy because I didn't have to drop players that I wanted to kind of keep for next year. So it kind of helped me be a little bit more decisive, if I'm being honest with you. So, no big deal. Mr. Modest wins. Anything else on it, Joel?
Good luck, Cody. We really need you to pull this off. It would really be amazing without Kyrie and Brunson. They're two pretty critical or crucial pieces to Cody's team. Mm-hmm.
But don't worry, he added Drummond on the wire, so I heard that guy's pretty good.
I heard that guy's pretty good, too. You and I were talking the other day, stretch 4 of the future. Good luck, Cody. Truly. I want you to win.
Okay. And I will give all of my actual feelings after the matchup's over. Because, again, I don't want to jinx myself. I already jinxed myself a little bit when I told Cody to talk dirty to me when he seemingly gave up in the messenger, and then LeBron went down. So I just got to hold my tongue. I got to wait till I, put the name on the trophy again, and then I can say my piece. So stay tuned for that. We will see you guys mid-matchup as always. And then, Joel, I think you and I will be together championship weekend. Everybody, be excited.
Yeah, I'll see you championship weekend.
All right. See you guys.
See you, dude.